Hey, what's up, Dexter?
What's going on, Ralph? Good morning. Happy Saturday, man. Last Saturday of 2024.
Well, yeah, man. Finally got to it.
Oh.
Only, only 362 days till Christmas.
Don't even talk to me about
Get
Christmas.
shopping.
No, 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 no. I'm still in the return phase, right?
Oh,
It's like, well,
no,
you know what? I want this. I don't want that. Because, you can't go shopping and not get yourself a little something, right?
So yeah,
So,
so here we are, man. End of the year, man.
yeah.
So I'm glad we made it. We're still above ground, thank God.
Man, it's been I mean, you say that about every year, but it's been a year that's just, so different from everything else, right? From Trump re-winning, if that's even a word, the
Yeah,
presidency, right? To countless number of other things that happen in this year in this world and in the United States and in New York City. It's just, it's sometimes, man, even growing up here, it's so hard to wrap your head around it all. Like, I don't
yeah,
know if we could ever, as much as I bitch and moan about living in New York City and all the craziness that's behind it, it's like, wow, can you live anywhere else?
yeah, man. There's
Oh,
a
the
lot
metropolitan
happening.
area. Yeah, the metropolitan area. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Well, yeah, yeah, I figured that. Yeah, to New Yorkers, New Jersey looks like a backyard.
I don't know if we like. So what's the
So
mat? What do we got, man? We got a mashup. We got a mashup for
yeah, well, let's you know what?
2024.
Yeah, let's revisit some topics that we talked
All
about
right,
earlier on. And I'm
cool.
glad you've got that shirt on because that's one of the topics that
Yeah,
yeah, we
man.
definitely should revisit. And that is that Juan Soto signing. Now, yeah, uh, I'm glad for the Mets. I'm happy for them, but I think you hit it right on the head, and we both discussed this. I think to the Mets, the answer is, in my opinion, no, I don't think they're locked down because again, Cohen's just has so much money, and apparently he doesn't give a damn about what do they call those luxury fees
The luxury tax.
yeah, the luxury tax. Right,
Hmm.
right. I don't think he cares about that, obviously. And as far as the Yankees, I think they made out pretty good too by avoiding that because have you seen what they've done since the Juan Soto signing? They've signed on, even though I think a couple of them have been trades. So it's not a matter of money, but I think those trades came about because they've got the money to play with. So they were actually able to get Cody Bellinger, who is a really good uh, player. I think he plays center field or first base.
Hmm.
So that's a good signing for the Yankees. They signed. Oh, excuse me. They traded for Devin Williams from the Brewers, who is a knockout closer. I mean, that dude is a closer. Um, the Yankees have a lot of good tools in place now. And then they were able to go out and sign Max Fried. I think he was with the Giants or with the
The Braves.
Dodgers.
He was with the
The Braves.
Braves.
The Braves.
Yeah,
Okay.
the Braves.
So they signed him, and I didn't think the contract was that outrageous. Some people thought it was, but I guess when you compare it to Juan Soto, dropping the bucket.
I mean, it all depends on people's perceptions, right? I
Yeah.
mean, it's kind of like, you know, if you lose a Juan Soto, then you say, oh, the contract is too long. I can't believe they gave him this, and so on and so forth. And if you get Juan Soto, you're like, oh, we got him. So what does it matter? What
Yeah.
is it that he got in regards to that? And insofar as how much is too much, man, in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, $700 million. It's just an insane amount of money, and
Yeah.
it's just kidding. You've hit lotto,
Yeah.
and
Oh yeah.
if you're able to sign Pete Alonso to bat behind Juan Soto, you'll have some protection there.
Yeah.
There's a lot, and then the Yankees immediately pivoted to Plan B, and they picked up Bellinger, who I always thought was a good ball player. He
Yes,
was
he
an All
is.
Star in 2019. He was a
Sure.
MVP.
Yeah.
Um, so he does have the talent, and
Hmm.
he re-enlivened, reinvigorated his career in Chicago,
Yeah.
the Cubs. So And you're right. They've got versatility. They've got him. They picked up the new closer. I forget they picked up someone else, and I can't remember who it was.
The name is difficult for me to pronounce,
It
but his
it
name
is
is Jonathan Loizia, something like that. Loizia,
Loizaga. Yeah, Jonathan
Loiziga.
Loizaga. Yes.
They just signed him a couple days ago.
Okay. Who was a Yankee?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
not for nothing, by the way, the Yankees still have a lot of money still in the bank
Still.
because they were willing to go up to 700 million for Soto, and obviously now they've got that to give to whoever else they pick up now. I forget how much they're on the hook for Max Fried and for this other Loiziga. I
Loizaga. Yeah.
don't know.
The
Yeah.
problem with Freed, I don't think people have problem with the money. The fans don't have problem with the money. They have problem with the years they gave him because he's a
Yes.
mid-30s pitcher.
Yeah.
So, but he's still got outstanding stuff. So,
Yeah.
and again, none of this will matter if they win, right?
Well,
Either
yeah.
ball club. Yeah.
Right.
It won't matter.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
If the Mets win, it's worth signing Soto for whatever it is of the
They haven't won
765.
since 1986, man. How much
Yeah.
do you think that will mean to the city and to the
And
ball club?
even then, it took a miracle for them to win that. So, but
And don't
Elsie,
forget, for $700 million, if I'm the owner and I'm paying you $700 million, my expectation is that you're gonna not only take me to the playoffs, but we're either gonna go deep or we're gonna win the world championship because
that's it.
I'm not paying you $700 million to not take me there.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
They need to do better. And the truth of the matter is, the Mets did well. They did really, really well. Some people might even say that they overperformed or they overproduced, whatever. But we'll see. That second half Mets team might be the real Mets team.
Sure.
Yeah, we don't know, but we'll see.
We'll
And so
find
now
out.
we'll see where the chips fall. The Yankees still have plenty of money. I think they're going to go after that the kid out of Houston. I think it was the third baseman,
Alex
Bur-
Bregman.
Breckman. Yeah, I think they're going to go after
Well,
him.
it's either Alex Bregman. I would like either if you get Alex Bregman or Nolan Arenado,
Holy
either
crap!
one of those two players, either
Yes,
one, then I
yeah,
think that the plan B for the Yankees would be outstanding. Yes, you lose an amazing player in Juan Soto, but you lose a superstar in Juan Soto, but you replace him with 3 to 4 A+ players. So
absolutely, absolutely.
that's a great
I
plan B.
think, I think, as far as the Yankees go, I think that the way it's going now has served them better than had they signed only Soto. And for 765 million, I think really that's all they might have been able to do, or 700 million, whatever the Yankees bid was.
And remember,
I
there's always an opt out. He's
Yeah,
going to opt out.
oh, guaranteed to the
He will
at
opt
at
out.
midnight on the fifth year, he's going to opt out
He will
because
opt out
I think that's another 100 million for him. I think something like
because
that.
at that point he'll only be 30 or
Yeah,
31. Yeah,
it's
so
crazy.
it's crazy how young he is. But what else have you got on your mind?
Well, let's talk about, if you don't mind, real quick. You saw how fast the issue of the drones over New Jersey fell out of the news. I mean, quick, just like that. And this is what I was trying to
Are
tell a
you
lot of
thinking
people is,
conspiracy? Are you thinking
well, there's a
conspiracy?
conspiracy coming up. There's a conspiracy theory coming up, but it is amazing that as fast as and intense as it appeared on the news, just like that, it disappeared. Right now in Jersey and in the Northeast, all of a sudden, it's not. We're not talking about drones anymore. Yeah, scattered stories here and there. But like last week at this time, it was every story was the drones. Every story.
Well, because it got replaced by a new, headline news.
Conspiracy theory warning. Here it comes. It does make me wonder whether that was really all a distraction, because there were other stories that flew under the radar that a lot of people didn't really pick up or the press didn't discuss. And two of those stories, and there were a lot, but two of the stories that jumped out at me. Now, again, look, I'm not an insider. I don't really know. I just find it curious. There was a report on the debt, the U.S. debt, our economy. It is nuts. I mean, it's always been nuts, man. But we're talking about tens of trillions of dollars for the next budget. And that kind of money is just, I don't, just yesterday, I saw a story on I think it was the Journal, Wall Street Journal, where Janet Yellen, the chairperson, even she is saying that this has to be addressed because this is not sustainable, and this could lead the country into default. So now she has never said those words before, but now she is saying it. Now, I don't know whether that was a distraction from that, but the economy is really bad.
A good
It
thing.
impacts
It
everybody.
impacts everybody, right? So we
Yeah.
understand that. But when you see, that's one of the things that I hope is kind of placed on a path where our finances as a country, we're so used to throwing money at everything.
Yes.
And I guess that's one of the really good ideas that that President Trump came up with, was to set up a sort of a wasteful committee to stop wasteful spending.
Yeah,
And I'm
those
like,
Department of Governmental Excess. I'm like,
no, you're right. Wasteful spending, right? Find it wherever you can in certain departments. But it's kind of like, where do you start,
I
right?
know, I
Where do
know.
you start? And it's like I start with programs that really, but that starts at the congressional and Senate level, right? When they're
Yeah,
putting all these packages together with all these sweetheart,
sure,
um,
sure.
different
Yeah, these
initiatives
pork
that they
barrel
have, and
bills.
yeah,
Yeah,
and they're
sure.
paying for it, sure. And that's a
Yeah,
deeper conversation for the political talking heads, because I don't know enough about it to. I'm
yeah.
just speaking as like a regular person, right? You know
But
what I'm
we know
saying?
that there's wasteful spending. We don't, you know what I mean? Even
Absolutely.
on ground level, everybody sees that. Everybody sees that when we're spending hundreds of billions of dollars overseas, and there's really nothing in it for the US, or we can just stay internal and go into a lot of local programs or national programs that are questionable at best. You just kind of think there's a good place to start. Oh, there's a good place to start. I
I
think in
just read
any,
I just read this morning how homelessness is at its highest level in the United States.
it's crazy.
It's
It's crazy.
insane. And it's
Yeah,
and it's like, well, and again, I am a bit of a nationalist, right? I mean, not
sure. Me
where
too.
take care of your country first, take care of your
Sure.
people first, take care of your nation first,
Yeah.
before you're busy, throwing trillions of. Can you imagine? And I understand that there are all sorts of causes and all sorts of reasons as to why we need to support the world and be the world's police. But at the same time, at what point do you say to yourself, okay, this is really starting to affect me because these people are making decisions and they're throwing trillions of dollars around, and
Sure.
and now you're looking at cutting my domestic programs because of all this wasteful spending, including Social Security. I don't think so.
Right, exactly, and that's where we're at right now.
Yeah.
Speaking of reading stories, I read a story this past week. I forget which state it was, but it might have been in Illinois, maybe near Chicago. There was these gorgeous, huge apartments that are completely filled with well, what do you want to call them? Illegal immigrants? Let's call them that. And they're living in there rent free, that with no bills whatsoever. No, I understand that we have to put them somewhere. I mean, I understand that we're not going to leave them out in the cold, but it's the homelessness of Americans, especially the vets, that kind of bothers me because, yeah, look, we're taking in a lot of people from wherever. Okay, all right, so we're doing that, but we're leaving our people, our own Americans, especially vets, can't get into those same residences because they're occupied 100% by immigrants, illegal immigrants. And so that kind of bothers me because, like you, hey, I am a nationalist, and being a nationalist is not necessarily a bad thing. You just
No,
believe that
no.
your country should be first. You name me another country that doesn't believe that. Mexico says that all the time. Mexico first. Even Canada says Canada first.
Well, why
Everybody
would
says
you?
that.
Right? Why would you not? Again, my sentiment of being a nationalist does not mean that I do not want to help other countries if I have the ability to do so.
Right.
But I believe that we should take care of our needs first. That's not a selfish, that's not,
No.
as an
Yeah,
American citizen, that's not a selfish ask simply because,
exactly.
you know, so who knows, man?
Whew.
And switching gears, like in
Yeah.
terms of craziness, that's just, New York City, man. It's just every year from a mayor being indicted to, someone, uh, you know, uh, it's hard to. I should have a list in front of me of all
Yeah.
the things that
Right.
happened in New York City
Next
this year,
time.
right? Next time we'll do that. And I know we only spoke about a few subjects, but wow, it's so overwhelming. If we get into every single subject that affected us this year in New York City, it would just be. And Pete, you survived that.
Yes.
New York
Yes.
City is
And
resilient,
here's the
but
thing is that a lot of these things that are being reported are not necessarily new. It's just that it's
no,
being reported now.
right.
I think I think the one eye-catching thing that happened, I think since the last time we talked, was that um the subway rider that got set on fire. Did you
Mm.
see that? What in the world? I mean, what in the world?
The story goes that I don't even know if he is. Are details out that he knew this person, or was this just a random? I
Yeah.
mean, it's so that just goes to show you that's an illness. How
Oh
dare
yeah.
you set someone on fire, fan the flames, and then leave the subway car, sit down, and watch that woman burn? Tell
Right.
me there's not something really that's
There's
not a
something.
they're
There's something
wrong with
wrong
you.
there.
And
Yeah.
there's something, you have obviously no value for human life. That was just twisted. Maybe for 2025, we should start off on a positive note because I think the last few podcasts we've talked about
Yeah.
New York City on such a horrible level. It's
Yeah,
really
man.
not, it's just those are the things that really stand out, and that's, you know,
Yeah.
unfortunately, that's the way it
It
is here.
really
But
is. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Let's take a little bit more positive. Let's switch
yeah.
up gears anyway, right? And let's leave that behind. And for now, until the next
Until the
incident.
next time. But now
So,
I guess this is a good point to actually say, like, what are you looking forward to in 2025, Ralph? Anything that comes to mind?
My New Year's
Yeah.
resolution is to not have a New Year's resolution. No, no, I'm joking. No, it is honestly, it's just to continue on what I'm doing. Things are going well for me, and I'm not bragging, but things are going well for me. And I don't know that I'm in a position or a point where I should want to change. I guess if I want things to improve, I should definitely make changes, but things are going well for me. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and just hold on to the steering wheel, white knuckles, and see what the new year brings. But no, I don't think I'm going to make any kind of just to
Awesome.
just hang on. How about you?
Um, continued good health, right? That's what I care about right now. More than anything else, right? My kids are going to be graduating college in 2025. So that's going
Oh,
to be
congratulations.
a great accomplishment. For those of you that don't know, I have twins, so they're both going to be 21, male and female. Um, and looking forward to that. And I was considering. I think we spoke about it, retirement for at some point next year. And I'm like, wow, am I really looking forward to retirement? I go, you know what? I kind of am. I'm not ready to drop out of the workforce, but look, just I know this sounds corny as hell, but it's like this has been such an upheaval of a year. If we thought COVID was bad enough, I mean, I said to myself at the time, if we could make it through COVID, we could make it through everything. And
Hmm.
unfortunately, humanity just kind of just always seems to take one step forward, one step back, right? And
It's like
it's
a
just
challenge.
it's like a
Yeah,
challenge.
yeah.
And I just wish everyone peace and health and happiness and just not here in New York or for you and me, Ralph, and our families, but across the world, across the
Yes.
globe. It's just one of those things where the older you get, you appreciate that, right? You
Hmm.
appreciate the peace. You don't want you don't want the craziness, the confusion, the killing, the crazy news stories. You want to be able to close your door and feel secure at night, right? And
Yes.
be happy with your life.
Yeah.
Um,
It's not asking
and
for a whole lot.
it's not asking for a whole lot. So I hope that everyone gets the opportunity to experience, health and happiness and peace and prosperity in 2025.
Amen to that. Yes. Same here,
Yeah.
man. Same here. It's life is too short, and before you know it, and I'm talking to all you young ones. I'm using myself as the example. Before you know it, you're going to have this conversation that Dexter and I are having. You're going to be having it with somebody else. I wish I had taken time to do this. I wish I had taken time to do that. I wish I had boom. So yeah, I hope that somehow mankind finds a way to pump the brakes a little bit.
Just pump the brakes. Just pump
Just
the
a little
brakes,
bit.
man. Just please, just
Just
everyone, get a hold of
chill,
yourselves, please. Get a
relax,
hold
and
of yourself.
watch a TV show or something. You know
Calm
what I mean?
down.
And speaking of which, let me just talk about a couple of shows that we
Sure.
watched. I watched. I finished up this year. So, uh, finished up on Yellowstone. That show finally came to a conclusion.
I've got to watch that. I haven't
It's
seen
a.
it, and I love
It was.
cowboy
It was a
drama, but
good show. It was a very good show, and the conclusion was heartwarming. It was touching. It was gripping. It was everything. It was an emotional roller coaster ride. It really
mm,
was, but it was a fantastic show, and I already miss it. But it was a good show, and if you are thinking about you or anybody else starting on it, it's a good show. It's a good time investment. And we just finally, just last night, watched the season of finale of The Day of the Jackal.
oh,
Wow.
okay,
Wow. I think we've talked about this once that you were thinking about
right.
starting it or you had just started it. What an amazing.
I'm on the fourth episode now, so don't say anything.
No, no, except I'll say this. It is right about now that it gets really interesting, right around the
Yes,
fourth, fifth
yes,
episode.
yes.
I mean, and wait till you get no spoilers, right? But right around episode 7 and 8, I just sat there in front of this monitor going, What? What? That's how good of a show it is.
All right.
So
I'll
enjoy the
make sure and
ride.
watch it. I'll make sure and watch it before the beginning of the year.
Well, yeah, you don't have too much time left. But
No, no.
what about from your end? Anything else that you recommend?
Nothing that I've watched recently that really. I have a new appreciation for Top Gun Maverick. I hadn't seen that, um,
It's a
and
good movie.
it's a great movie. I hadn't
Yeah.
seen that in the theaters. I forget, and it completely. I know it's an older movie, but by I mean older, just a couple of years. But it's like it totally grabbed me. I was just like, wow, that's pretty
Yeah.
good. You know.
Oh, to
Yeah,
I think to like last week, I think it was, or maybe this or
a couple
Monday,
of inches of
Tuesday.
snow. We almost had a white Christmas.
Woo! There was one morning when I got up, opened the door to go to work. It was 6 degrees. 6. Now there are some people throughout America right now going, "Psst, I can do that on my, standing on my head. But for this area, 60. I don't care. I don't care, man. 6 degrees is bad.
Six
I
degrees is
mean,
cold. Yeah, six
yeah.
degrees is cold.
There,
It's
there
not
comes
6 degrees below zero, but it's 6 degrees.
Yeah, there comes a point where to me it no longer matters. And by that I mean, like 20 degrees. To me, once it hits 20 degrees, I don't care how much lower than 20 it goes. It's just pointless. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like it's cold, no matter
Yeah,
how far down it
it's
goes.
cold. It's cold.
And on the
So
other end,
so you're saying to me that you're going to be down in Times Square on New Year's Eve celebrating, right?
yeah, I could tell you that, but I'd be lying. I'm going to be in my pajamas with a cup of hot chocolate.
As soon as midnight comes, you're like,
I may not wait till midnight.
you know,
I did Times Square one time, and I haven't forgotten it, which is why I've never been back. It's
yeah,
just
it's an
just
event.
so
You should. but
Yeah.
it's something that you should experience once in a lifetime, like the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree and
Hmm.
everything else in New York City that's related to the holidays. That's when this city really lights up, is during the holidays, and that's when you
Yes.
really appreciate it. It's absolutely beautiful,
It is. It's a
and
beautiful city.
it's a
It's a beautiful city. It's
beautiful
got its
city.
issues, but which city doesn't? But as far as aesthetics and the beauty, it's hard to find a city as beautiful as New York City, especially
During the
during the
holidays,
holiday. Oh
especially
God,
during the
yeah.
holidays. Oh my
Oh
goodness,
yeah, man.
it's
Just walking
fantastic.
around and even people's personalities changes. The people actually get warm for a little while. You know what I mean? You actually wish them a Merry Christmas and they'll actually wish you a Merry Christmas back.
I know.
Ordinarily,
Instead of you, if you get on the train and you accidentally bump into them, you say excuse me. They say, "Oh, no worries." But
yeah,
then after
exactly.
Christmas, it's like, "Hey, f you, get out of my way. That's my seat."
Yeah, yeah. That's when you know the holidays are over.
That's how you know the holidays are over. And I guess on that note, Ralph, that's where we should say goodbye to everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful new year. I hope that everything that you're wishing for comes true in the new year. Again, as we mentioned before, if you have any suggestions that you wanted to talk about, just to rattle off, hopefully we'll have that on the next podcast. But thank you all for watching, and we
Absolutely.
really appreciate the viewership.
Absolutely. We really do. Thank you very much for everything, guys. Again, keep the comments coming. I am reading them. And we're hoping, we mentioned this, and I am going to get back with Arnold. We're going to try to get him on, the guardian angel representation.
Hmm. Hmm.
And just to give you a quick update, also a quick heads up, I do have some giveaways starting for 2025.
Oh, cool.
I've gotten some giveaways. I've gotten
Nice.
the spin, so we're gonna have some giveaways for people, our fans, and I look forward to giving it all away and picking those random names out of a hat or whatever, however it's done today. But anyway, yes, have a have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, everybody. You too, Dexter, and your family. Hugs and kisses to everybody out there, and we'll see you on the next one, guys. Take
Yes.
care. Let's go,
Take care,
Mets.
everyone.
Take care, guys.